Good evening and welcome once again to Straight from the Sky. I'm your talk show host, Bobit Avila. And tonight, we are lucky to have two frontliners with us who fights the COVID-19 for us so that we will have a chance in life. And yes, we have here with us Dr. Albert Lim Rafanan, Chairman of the Department of Medicine in Chonghua Hospital, and Dr. Wilson de la Calzada, Orthopedic Surgeon, Cebu Doctors Hospital in South Gen. And really, we are honored to have with us our new heroes of today's COVID-19. And we'll be back with them after this break. Please don't go away.
Sumuko na! Hindi ako suko! Sumuko na! Hindi ako suko! Sumuko ka na!
Tagal. Parang internet mo. Get the Sky Fiber Super Speed plans. Up to 200 Mbps for fiber fast days. Switch to Sky Fiber. May lag. Parang internet mo? Get the Sky Fiber Super Speed plans. Up to 200 Mbps for fiber fast days. Switch to Sky Fiber.
3 major financial needs to complete financial picture. 1. Investment. To generate continuing income for when you retire. Letting money work for you. 2. Income protection. Life insurance, to protect your family if you die too soon. Life insurance protection help finance your children's education, pay estate tax, pay debts instantly. Number 3, healthcare. To provide you healthcare when you retire or when you stop working, someone to take care of you when you get old. What if I could tell you about a product that provides complete solution to your 3 major financial needs? Kaiser Premium Health Builder provides total solution to your healthcare, investment, and insurance needs.
Thank you for staying with us. Again, it's a real honor to have with us Dr. Albert Lim Rafanan of the Department of Medicine in Chonghua Hospital, and Dr. Wilson de la Calzada, the orthopedic surgeon of South Gen. And yes, as I said, we are honored. They are here because they gave us time, because after I had my good friend and talk show host Steven Seno last week, at least doctors are now showing up because they want to say something about the issue at hand. And yes, we are really what you call blessed that we have these doctors to give their time to talk about COVID-19. So again, allow me to bring you first Dr. Albert Lim Rafanan. Maybe you should talk about yourself first.
Thank you for the opportunity to come before you, Mr. Avila. Sorry. I'm here in behalf of the UP Medical Alumni Association in Cebu to talk about COVID. I graduated from UP College of Medicine. I'm a Cebuano from Sacred Heart School for Boys. I went to the United States and did my residency and training in University of Connecticut and did my fellowship in Pulmonary Critical Care and Sleep and Breathing Clinic. And I've been in Chonghua Hospital since 2002, and I'm currently the chair of the Department of Medicine at Chonghua Hospital.
If I remember right, you were once my guest on sleep apnea, right?
Yes, yes.
Wow, that's a long time ago. And because we had that show, friends of mine bought a machine to help alleviate the problem of snoring. And that was a very good show.
It's brought up the awareness of sleep.
Yes,
apnea in the community.
correct, correct. So let's now go to Dr. Wilson de la Calzada. May gabi, sir.
Thank you also for the opportunity to be here and be able to send out our message also. Like Dr. Rafanan, I'm also here on behalf of the UP Medical Alumni Society. I'm also a Cebuano from Inglanilla. I studied in Sacred Heart School for Boys and had my medical education at the UP College of Medicine. And then I took up orthopedics as my specialty. I'm actually I specialize in sports medicine and shoulder surgery. So people might wonder what's an orthopedic surgeon doing in this time of COVID. So we just like to let everybody know that you don't have to be a specialist in pulmonology or anything, and you don't have to be a frontliner to be a hero. You yourself, ordinary, tao, can be a hero by helping us to prevent the spread of this disease with 3 simple measures siguro na discuss.
Well, when we were kids before, if I remember, the father of my classmate, Dr. Yubienko, was our only orthopedic. And in fact, motor-motor na ko sa una, there was a doctor sa Utok. When he would travel to outside of Cebu, I would tell my friends, pag helmet mo, at that time mo pa man to helmet lo. Pag helmet mo kay kung disgrasya mo simbako, wala mo doktor mo katanaw ninyo. Well, anyway, the same thing with orthopedics. So, okay lang. So, really, what's happened to Cebu right now? Why do you think since nag-execute balik? I mean, before we were already general, general community quarantine. Of course, I wrote columns. I myself said nga gahig o ganin taga Cebu kay di man go patuog social distancing o kanang wearing a mask. Kamo, you're wearing mask now. Kaning mga doktora, mga gwapo na sila pero di man gud sila gusto matangtang kay naa sila way to put their mask nga dili madisturbo. Okay, although kuan man ta dinhi limpyo man ta dinhi sa my TV. So where did we go wrong in unta kung granted? I would not even use the word wrong because after all, nobody has had this kind of pandemic before. Okay, Doc?
I would like to think na dili siguro gahig ulo. Well, I'd like to think na Cebuano dili gahig ulo. Siguro kulang lang sa explanation perhaps because you see people around wearing masks pero they're not wearing it properly. Gawas ang ilong, and this tends to give them maybe a false sense of security. So, at the mask na bitaw ko, so okay na kung gusto yan. But then they're both not wearing it properly. So, That's one thing. So, ang among point good right now is really to explain the nitty-gritty, why the small details nga nung, why do you have to wear a mask? Why do you have to maintain social distancing? Why do you have to wash hands all the time? Okay. It's not enough to just tell them to do these things. Siguro basig kinahanglan like a little more explanation, you know, making it more understandable for us.
Mga taga Manila, mga book. So the first case was actually contact from people in Manila. So when we started, there were a lot of few cases. So I think so the plans were set. Usay magud ko, usaray mo lusot dito, maigo din tanan. So there were times, maybe katong time sa Holy Week, na people were getting complacent, na okay kay tatanan, na binato okay na ta nga. Katong gingan nga, there are certain things magud as a nation that we should do, na dili lang government lang, individually we are responsible for this. So individually would be katong gingan, wearing mask, physical distancing, and washing hands. So those are things, because what we say in the medicine department, kay kami tanan are very high risk. We are in contact with all COVID patients, and when we started out, what we did was, because the problem with COVID is you can have the disease and you do not know.
Correct.
Especially if you're young. So ang problema na, pag uli ka, okay ra kay ka, okay gibati, pag ubo mo, maigo imong papa mama, patay. Kanang lisod na kay problema. Or maigo nimo imong katabang, yung katabang mo matuglain tao, so mo spread na siya. So mo na problema sa sakit ani. So that's why it's very important nga what we feel that people should wear mask. Kay kami sa back to the internal medicine department, we always say that we should assume that we have the disease and that you may have the disease. So with that, everybody wears mask. Everybody does physical distancing, we wash hands. Bisag sa balay, mag-mask ko. Okay, para mahadlok ko nga, maigo niya akong pamilya, akong tanan, so medyo...
Yeah, because you are always in the hospital, and there's a bigger chance than, let's say, like kami, nga naramisbay, di man may mag-mask, kaya kibaw ko nga ako asawa, huwag akong anak, and they don't go out. So at least we're safe. But in your case, kay gikan ka sa trabaho, which is a hospital, nikuli ni mo magmask gyapon ka. To that's a very good ang ang problema lang lagi kana bitawng dili wa na to tuyo but since time immemorial, already nga mga tao nagapuyo labi nang sa mga sitio nga dikit kaayong mga bay. And I already pinned the blame on our office of the building official. Nganong gi-allow man na sila, supposed to be in the National Building Code, there is a minimum that you should allow per home, a distance per home. But that has not been followed. And I can only blame the mayor behind the office of the building official. I did not say kinsa, but I'm just saying kinsa ng mga mayora nga ni-allow kay ngano. Before ang Cebu City, 400,000 na may population na to. Until siguro mga 1980 kapin, ni sugod nagsaka. Ni worse, pag 90s, nga daghan na kayong nibalhin sa Cebu kay tungod sa tong tourism, tungod sa daghang mga negosyo, sa ubang lugar, way negosyo. So in the end, you can just imagine that the population has already grown. And the mayors closed their eyes into it because a particular, let's say, barangay that used to have only 50,000 residents, now nihimong 100,000. Pero hayman na sila kapuyo. They live in shanties beside, let's say, a creek or a river. Kung imong tanahon, that's a very dangerous place. Kay hugaw, unsanitary. But again, why were they allowed? Now, karon ni gawas na nga, di man li sila ka social distancing ka na silang mga silingan. And that is something that we really need to solve, and I hope our local government will do something. And we'll be back with our guests after this break. Please don't go away. We'll be back shortly.
Internet mo? Get the Sky Fiber Super Speed Plans. Up to 200 Mbps for fiber fast days. Switch to Sky Fiber. Bagal kasi. Parang internet mo? Get the Sky Fiber Super Speed Plans. Up to 200 Mbps for fiber fast days.
Ako single.
Switch to Sky Fiber.
Thank you for staying with us. You know, Dr. Rafanan and Dr. Calzada, and of course our last week honored guest, Dr. Steven Sino, were all members of the UP Medical Alumni Association. And that's why they are here. I'm really glad that they are open to the public and they're not hiding anything. And maybe we should talk about what the UP Alumni Medical Association is doing for the fight in this COVID.
Yes, it's funny that you should mention not hiding. No? Actually, for some time, the UP Medical Alumni Society have been quiet. And then just this year, actually, we started meeting again. We wanted to be active again. Siguro it was providential when COVID happened. So at the start of all this, when there was a plan to put up an isolation center at our old Sacred Heart School campus, it actually just came about naturally, no? From among the group. Let's help. Our member, Dr. Brian Lim, who's an infectious disease specialist, is helping out the city. And he was the perfect person also to organize such an isolation center, because he's an infectious disease specialist. So we helped out. We formed committees. There's logistics committee, training committee. There's also HR. Because we also had to recruit doctors initially to help out with the DOH doctors. So the logistics committee, being doctors, some of our members have a large network of contacts, so they were able to solicit PPEs, things that we were going to use for the center. Also being mentors to young doctors in different hospitals, we were able to recruit young doctors to man this facility. I, for myself, like I said, I'm an orthopedic surgeon. The contribution that I could take was training the doctors. The program itself was designed by Dr. Brian Lim. So that's how we help out with the SHS Bayanihan Center. Then when it all started running, we kept up with the logistics. We also kept up with our volunteers for their needs. Actually, until this day, we're still keeping up with the logistics and the.
How many patients can you handle in that facility?
48 patients.
48. So puno na ron.
It is, yeah. It is almost always full. There's another facility that's opened up. This one naman was handled by the Sugbu Medical Group, I think. Yeah.
So if you really think about how many members are you in the alumni association?
I don't have I don't have the exact numbers.
Yeah, you must be huge, because di malang ni sa lahog, di ba? That's the whole UP.
Yes. This is a UP medical alumni actually.
Yeah, so huge.
Individually, I think a lot of our members distinguish themselves by their own private practices and do, like Dr. William Moore is heading the pulmonary section in fighting COVID in Vicente Soto. Brian Lim is our infectious disease. I'm in Chongwa. But everybody, we have prominent members like Dr. Abalos, who's the medical director in Mandawi, Dr. Enrico Gruit, who's the chair, the dean in Cebu Doctors, Dr. Rador Diaz, so Dr. Vicahita. So these are all members, and each one of us has their own strength. But I think getting everybody together was a great work. And then, so the first thing was to do the Bayanihan Center. We felt that we needed to step up to fight COVID. So we have the Bayanihan Center. Now we're thinking about education. And I think this is the reason for this campaign right now.
Correct.
And the second thing is we would like to thank Dr. Seno and Dr. Mayar Batten for launching actually the UPMA's website. You can look at it in the Facebook. And we have because of friends and relatives, and because it's a network of friends, and then we're able to recruit Dr. Elena Darna, John Lloyd Cruz. So please visit our website. Abangan nyo, more artists to come. Kasi we're doing this kay palangga mo na mo. Diba? I think that's a message here that we should wear masks. Okay, we love you. We love our relatives. We want everybody. Okay, we want to wear masks because we want to protect you just in case we are sick.
It's in the meantime, supposed to be what man nakita, although there are many what you call promising stories, no? Maybe very soon we will have a what you call a vaccine.
Yes.
But in the meantime, katong wearing mask
is
a what you call sa una kitsa matoy gastorya nga I even believe in it nga. Why are you wearing mask when you're not supposed to be kay COVID? You should not wear mask. And in fact, there was a story nga kinahanglan ng N95 ayaw palita kay para na sa mga frontliners.
Yes, true.
So maybe Dr. Rafanan, give us.
The COVID virus, Mangod, is it's thought that the COVID virus infects another by 3 ways. Most likely, it's because of droplets. So when you cough, that's why it's physical distancing, probably 1 meter, 2 meters, the farther you are, the better. So 1 meter apart, 2 meters apart. So droplets is when you cough, it's big particles and it drops. So maybe it depends on how much you cough or when you talk, then it can splatter on your face or your mouth, and then that's how you get it. So that's what we call direct contact. So in a way, that's why you wear a mask, so that it doesn't splatter in your face and your mouth. The second way that it can affect you is that it can sprinkle on the table or food, and then you may touch it with your hands, and then you may touch your eyes, your mouth, or your nose, and that's how you can transmit the virus. So that's why washing hands is very important. And this is also why we say that you should not be complacent with the mask. Because if you have a mask and you keep taking it out and then you keep fixing it, then the bacteria in front of your, the virus on your mask may be transmitted to your mouth and your face. So that's why you keep it on intact. So, and the third one is physical distancing, as we talk. The third way that this can actually produce is what we call airborne aerosolization. So that's why in the hospital we're very careful. We do not do nebulization, because when you do nebulization, it makes the virus smaller, and then you can inhale it, and it can float in the air for a longer time. Studies have shown that up to 60% in an hour. And that's why air conditioning, that's why they want open air, so that the wind can blow it and you don't inhale it, especially in close contact. So if you have a mask, then you avoid aerosolization. It sticks to the mask. And then hopefully you don't inhale it too much. So this is the purpose for the N95. With the N95, you're able to filter all the aerosol 95%. With this surgical mask, probably 80%, so it's not foolproof. But it's better than not having anything.
Correct. You know, and after my kidney transplant, I
had
to wear a mask.
Yes.
And Dr. Alvin Rojas insisted I should wear an N95.
Yes.
So I was already
protected
or used to having an N95. Yes. Although I know lisod iginhawa.
Oh, yes, very true.
Kuan jud siya kanang brabig yun siya mo protect. But I only use now the N95 when I travel on a plane.
Yes.
But other than that, di na kumugamit kayo.
Okay. Naglutaw-lutaw tingali ang kagaw sa aeroplano niya, mag-recirculate mo na.
Yeah, correct.
So higher risk, that's the same thing as well when we're in the ICUs and high contact areas, we wear an N95 mask.
So kanang just explain to me, kanang inunta ni Atse ko niya ni abot anay sa lamisa. Okay, granted na ako'y COVID. Kanang naa sa lamisa, how long will that last?
The studies have shown it depends on what the surface is. They say if it's smooth, if it's plastic, it can last up to 72 hours.
72 hours?
72 hours. So that's the reason why it's very difficult in the hospital. After patients with COVID, we clean everything. And it's advised that when when we go home, our clothes, we put it in with 24 hours, wash it so that nobody gets stuck, nobody gets infected. Our phones are disinfected. So it can last up to 72 hours technically. So there were case reports where COVID was transmitted because of the doorknob.
Yeah.
So they held the doorknob and they put their hands in their mouth without washing. That's how you can get COVID.
Wow. That's very good information. So kanang makahikap tag lamisa, mas munang that's where we have to wash our hands
before you touch.
And there is supposed to be a time element for the washing of hands, at least 30 seconds.
Yeah. There are 5 motions, but I think that's to completely wash your hands. But you just make sure that there's a good lather, and then they front everything down. So just 5 minutes.
7 steps actually.
7 steps.
So it's siguro it's okay. I'm a surgeon, so I do it more frequently.
Mas grabe man ang surgeon.
Yeah, so
surgery,
it's palm to palm, then the back of the palm, then interlacing fingers, the back of the fingers, the thumb, the tips of the fingers, and then the wrist. So there was actually a video wherein the one demonstrating what he uses, he placed paint on his gloved hand, just to illustrate that when you do these 7 steps, the whole hand is really filled up with paint already. So that's why if you have a choice between soap and water and alcohol, it's better to use soap and water. Alcohol, man good, in contact, it dries up right away.
Correct.
But of course, when you're outside, you have no other
choice.
options. It's still better than nothing. The important thing is presence of mind of, frequent touching of the face. There was a study actually in PGH among healthcare workers. The cause of the infections among them, they're frequently adjusting their mask, so they're holding the front of the mask, they're holding their face, using the phone. So especially when you're in COVID areas, those the virus can land on the surface of your phone. So when you take a call, you put it to your face.
Yes.
It's already there. So if you should take a call, maybe put it on speaker or text na lang. That would be the safe way to do it.
That is very, very important news, and we'll be back with our guests after this break. Please don't go away. We'll be back shortly.
First song. Thank you.
Bilis maka-sound trip. Ganyan sa Sky Fiber Super Speed Plans.
For today's look,
Bilis makaganda. Ganyan sa Sky Fiber Super Speed Plans.
LU pare.
Bilis maka-vacay. Ganyan sa Sky Fiber Super Speed Plans.
Thank you for staying with us. We're now halfway to the show talking about how to prevent COVID from spreading anywhere where you are. And we have with us frontliners, Dr. Albert Lim Rafanan, who is the chairman of the Department of Medicine in Chonghua Hospital, and Dr. Wilson de la Calzada, who is the orthopedic surgeon in Cebu Doctors South Gen. And yes, muna ingon lagi nga, kung magproblema ako, daghan na kayong, kanay bitawang COVID, wa magud siya klarong protocol ba? It's different from the US, it's different from Spain or China. Yeah, per what you call, if it's a senior citizen, lahi tingali sa batanon. So, daghan kayong mga what you call circumstances. So, what do you think is a good protocol magamit lang safe tanan?
The problem with COVID, Manggod, is that the symptoms, as you mentioned, are very ill-defined. So it could start with a cough, sore throat, fever, muscle fatigue, diarrhea, even anosmia, di kakasimhot, o white taste, eczesia. So those are things that are very non-specific. And the problem is, even if you're feeling those non-specific symptoms and you have COVID, you're actually infectious. They say 2 to 3 days before your symptoms, you're already starting to become infectious. And then at the onset of symptoms, that's more infectious. So usually with these ill-defined symptoms, the first thing you need to assume is, could you have COVID? That's what I would say. The best way is to figure that out and to have yourself be tested. That would be the best way. And usually we test with a PCR. It's usually a swab in the nose, and then you can wait for 24 to 48 hours to see if you have COVID or not. Now, there's always false negative tests like this. Maybe it's still COVID, but the test results came out depending on how the swab was done too early.
Yeah, negative
din. Yeah, abi nimo wala. Kumpiyansa ka. So that's why we don't want the antibody testing, which is a quick rapid, because the quick rapid is higher false negative results, and then you feel the complacency that you don't have COVID, and you keep going around. So but that's the best test that we have. So have yourself tested. Then assume that you have COVID, you will isolate yourself because you perangga nimo imo mga anak, imong papa, mama, isolate yourself, eat well while waiting for the results. So we need to have good nutrition. You can take vitamin C, melatonin, or whatever things to help boost your immune system, nutrition, and then wait for the test results. Once you have the test results, then you need to see a doctor. But what we need to understand is that 80% of COVID is mild to moderate symptoms. So they could actually be managed in like Bayanihan Center, where you just have to be watched, observed. But the 20% are the one that's bad. 15% will have a moderate severe pneumonia requiring oxygen, and the severe ones are the ones that's going to need on the ventilator in the ICU. Usually the mortality rate, as we say, COVID is low, probably in 5%, even less for all. But if you get admitted in the hospital because you develop moderate symptoms, it's already 20%. If you get intubated, China said it's as high as 90% mortality. So it's really bad. So these are the things that we're seeing in the hospital right now, the bad illness. But a lot of people are probably walking around not feeling too bad.
Asymptomatic.
Asymptomatic, or they have symptoms but very mild. Nga abi nila, wa gid sila sakit. Yeah.
Well, I also read an article, silver lining, by Dr. Larasabal, requesting for plasma blood. Can you explain on sana siya, Dr. De La Calzada?
Convalescent, are you referring to convalescent plasma?
Kanang plasma kuno nga gikan sa COVID.
Yeah, the one there is that when you've survived COVID, you've developed antibodies already for it.
So you are cured, no ta?
Yes, you've already fought it. You've already killed it. So what our body does, Magod, when we fight COVID, it also develops antibodies. So that's the premise. So those who have recovered from COVID, what they do is they donate their plasma and transfuse it to patients who are still fighting the effects of COVID. It has promise, actually, yeah. And then there are already some successors.
Di gyud ingon sigurado.
And the thing there is not all who have survived COVID actually may produce antibodies. There are some
correct.
nawala. Oo. And since it's basically it's a new thing. COVID is a new disease.
Correct.
Nobody knows about it yet.
It's not only the virus that actually kills the individual. So usually what happens is that there's an increased viral load, and then the body attacks the virus, but there's an hyperinflammatory response, which we call a cytokine storm. So the body attacks these viruses, and then you develop a cytokine storm, and that's when we give medications like tocilizumab, or we can do plasma, convalescent plasma, or sometimes steroids. And that's to try to decrease the inflammatory response. And usually patients who develop inflammatory response, the cytokine storm, the ones who develop ARDS or respiratory failure. Now, all of these things that we're doing right now is, COVID is here for quite a short time. So there are anecdotal studies that it works. We don't know if it really works. So usually there's a signed consent or waiver before it's given. But if you're out there and you're recovered from COVID, then I think if you can donate, what we usually do is to check your antibody titers. If it's good enough, then maybe you can help save a life and donate your plasma.
I'd like to know, one of the most, or kanang klaro kayo nga naa kay COVID, is you develop a kind of cough, but dry cough. Dili wet. Kanang bitong sipon na, kung naa kay sipon ay kadlo ka, wa kay COVID. But if you have a cough that's why sipon, kana kuno mas dako kag chance.
Usually the COVID is a viral infection, so we don't have a lot of secretions when we cough. Not like bacterial pneumonia where it's yellow, green, phlegm. So maybe that's the reason why people say it's a dry cough. You will say infection, shortness of breath. But the symptoms are variable. And then we also know that it could be a co-infection with the virus, and then you can develop staph aureus pneumonia with a viral infection, and then the phlegm will be yellow as well. So it's a little bit.
Well, anyway, one more. I just like to talk about this, the myth of kanang tuob kuno. Of course, Governor Garcia made a big issue out of it. Some doctors of all attacked Governor Garcia. Para nako, kanang tuob, batanon pa ko, nakay ko sipon, di na matog doktor mo, kuhan lang yan ang tuob niyan to kay mutuo man sa datong mga tiguangan kaniadto ba. But I know it's not the cure sa COVID. Ang problema lang, some people who believe that they were cured, even they thought that they had COVID. Muna na, so unsa may imong kasulti sa myth ana, Doctor?
This is a very
controversial
issue, but tuob has its role. People have used it, and they have symptomatic relief. Western studies have shown that steam inhalation therapy does help with symptoms, nasal congestion, make you feel well. But I think the message is it's not a cure. You probably need to seek treatment, because if you have the disease and you feel that you're a little bit better, and then you may be spreading the virus and infection as well. So the only other thing as well, as we were mentioning about aerosolization, as we say that if you cough or maybe the steam inhalation, there's always a danger or worry. That's why we don't do nebulization, is that maybe if you do tuob, you do it in a area that's open, so wind will blow out, and by yourself. Correct. So dili way ma-spread bitaw, so mawala na.
Ikaw na, kay naharap ka sa Miglanilla.
Actually, no. The way I look at it lang, I also try to see where they're coming from. No? The thing with COVID, because there's no medicine, there's no vaccine, makes everyone feel helpless ba? Awa kay mabuhat.
Correct.
So of course, people will try to find ways, no? And then there's this age-old practice of tuob. I'd rather not kanang label it as myth lang po, kay, just to be a little more sensitive about it. Because like the Albert said, there are studies that actually say it helps relieve symptoms. But that's it, the symptoms. Okay, on the doctor side lang, we will always go by what is published as in research. No?
Yes,
that is how we are trained. We cannot say otherwise kung this is what we see. So it's not because we want to put them down or discredit it. So coming from our side, this is how we are trained. We look for the evidence. So the evidence is it does not kill viruses. Because it does not kill viruses, it can't be it's not a cure, and you can't also use it for prevention. Okay, it won't prevent it from being it won't prevent you from getting infected. But if you have symptoms, yes, it can help. So,
but it is not a cure para nako. It is an ancient kanang sa kaniadtong wa pay medical practice nga tarong mo man nagigamit sa mga Bisaya niadto. And somehow it continues. Tayo mahimo na, but again, like I said, it is not a cure. Tuob is not a cure. And we'll be back with our guest after this break. Please don't go away. We'll be back shortly.
Huwag mo siyang pakasalan!
Bagal kasi. Parang internet mo. Get the Sky Fiber Super Speed Plans. Up to 200 Mbps for fiber fast days.
Ako single.
Switch to Sky Fiber.
First song. Thank you.
Bilis maka-sound trip. Ganyan sa Sky Fiber Super Speed Plans.
For today's look,
Bilis makaganda. Ganyan sa Sky Fiber Super Speed Plans.
LU pare.
Bilis maka-vacay. Ganyan sa Sky Fiber Super Speed Plans.
The theory of decreasing responsibility explains how your life insurance needs change over time. In the early years, you may need a lot of life insurance coverage, but in the later years, you may not. In the early years, when you're younger, you don't have a lot of money, but in the later years, you'd better have money. How does this fit with your insurance needs? Today, when you're young, loss of income due to a premature death would be devastating. Your children are young and you might have high debt and a house mortgage. Your need for insurance is highest at this time. When you get older, retirement income is needed. Your children are grown, your debts are lower, and your mortgage is paid. If you have savings, you are self-insured, diminishing your needs for insurance. That's the theory of decreasing responsibility. By having life insurance when your financial responsibilities are the greatest, you can have peace of mind knowing your family's future is protected.
Thank you for staying with us. So let's now go into a very important issue that I would like to discuss with our frontliners here, because I've heard too many negatives. Imagine kinsa man to na basa na ko nga ang nurse wa pasakya sa public transportation kay hadlok mga tao nga matakdan, and there was this other nurse that wa pa pasudla siyang village kay tungod hadlok matakdan ang village. Para nako binuang naman na siya dako. Bring it out.
This is a little bit difficult during these situations. Now, I understand we have mga nurses, RTs. In order to deliver good care to COVID patients, you need a team.
Yes.
So you have nurses, you have respiratory therapists, you have med techs, you have nurse assistants, you have sanitation engineers to clean up the area. And every time they do that, they're putting themselves at risk. Bisa kami mga doctors. Now, every time you see a patient, you want to get them better, but you're worried that you may get the disease. So yourself, you worry about getting the disease. The second thing is you're worried that you may be transmitting it to your loved ones.
Correct.
Pag uli nimo, so mo ginay problema namo. Ang third, kung masakit ang usa ka doktor, makimpang mi.
Correct.
Kay wa naman makulang ang trabaho, so somebody has to work harder. So mo na unya kung magkasakit tanan, then who's gonna take care of the sick patients? So this is the difficulty with the COVID situation right now. So mao sa nangingon nimo nga, siyempre murag makakita sila, mahadlok sila kay pwede makatakod, no? We also worry about you, so that's why we wear masks. So we don't want to transmit the disease to you. But kuha na lang, palihog lang ko nga panggaon na nato sila.
Correct.
Di kay kung wala mo inyo nang hadlukan, kinsa kay motiman ninyo kung magkasakit mo, di ba? maluoy sa town. Nya ako mga residente, there are 57 internal medicine residents, no, working very hard. We had them write a reflection paper, what is going on. Nya it was a little bit basta lisod kayang kuan paminawon nimo nga kadaghanan nila giingnan sila mga parents, pwede mo muhunong na lang. Kay lisod man ang trabaho nga masakit niya, mahadlok sila masakit niya. Pero I'm glad that they continue to live up to their duty and obligation as physicians. Nga we continue fighting. Karon daghan mi nga sakit. Kung tanaw nimo sa Chongwa nga kuan, pila ka healthcare workers ang nasakit, pila ka nurses, pila ka kuan, masakit maganya. Ang problema pa nami usa nga masakit naigo sa tibok pamilya niya. So kana lisod you can in situation niya, we try to encourage them to continue the fight. Yeah, I think we need everybody. Ang kagwapo lang ani sa tingali, a lot of the community is daghan kay pagkaon karon because they recognize nagpakaon, tabang sa PPE, fundraising.
Correct.
And we appreciate that very much. And I think continue lang ito. And that can boost the morale for us to continue. No? Yeah, then
you know, I really felt that when about siguro early May or late April when duha ka doktor ba nag-asawa, Dr. Tudtud.
Kana.
Both died within less than 2 weeks of each other, no? And at that time, ang fatality rate sa Cebu, mga hapit na mo 2 months kapin, was only 11 patay. Karon I don't know, pila na yung fatality rate. Kaya niabot naman tingay mga 90. No? Because mo lagi na ni, saka ang kuan kay, kumpiyansa na tingalita nga the infection rate in Cebu is not as bad.
Yes.
Kaduha, I think we are doing the right thing in what you call testing people because we are reporting honestly to the national government. But I've always mentioned this nga, what about provinces like Abra or Mountain Province? What may testing dito? Kung may testing, zero ang ilang result. No? So, how do we daghan kay mga foreigner nga to dito? Then, napay usa ka problema nga dako, which is for me the biggest, the return of the overseas foreign workers.
Yes.
Because kanay sila, kanooy for many decades, ilang what you call contribution to the GDP of the Philippines was really in the billions. And really, that's why we call them the new heroes. Although kamo may new heroes karon, but at that time they were called new heroes, but now they have lost their jobs. Kaya nga no, di malang dinis Pilipinas na wadag trabaho.
Tanan.
Na wadag trabaho. Tanaw ko sa kuan tanan hastang madjen Saudi Arabia, wala na trabaho.
Yes.
Daghan sa Hong Kong kay tungod sa not only because of the strike in Hong Kong but also because of the COVID. Yes. So a lot of our Filipino overseas workers are coming to return. Ang Philippine Airlines, kami naabot. Akong anak, piloto ni abot gud siya fly sa Barbados. Nga di man na area ng Philippine Airlines mapit. No, so you can just imagine they're really bringing home overseas foreign workers, especially kas cruise ships. Kay daghan kay Filipinos nga gatrabaho cruise ships. So muna, we have to what sort of welcome them, but at the same time kanang ingon nga you must deal with them with caution.
Yes, and compassion.
Compassion.
So mo sanay ka ko nga ang lisod man gud ani gud nga lockdown kay mo natong kuan. Kay the only way to kuan is to force people not to interact with another kay wa man tay cure ani. We don't have a vaccine. Until there's a vaccine, we'll be wearing masks, we'll be do hand washing, physical distancing, even magtrabaho na tingali. Magkuan gyapon. We have to figure out a way. And nobody can survive a lockdown tingali for dugay. Okay, economic, daghan na way.
The economy has to no, restart.
Daghan tao nga way trabaho, way pagkaon. So we need to figure out. So everybody nga lockdown man ta, magbinutan tatanan para mahunong na ni nato. So we can move on. And I think that's the only way to really do this until we have the vaccine. Kay ang ingon pa nila nga, di ba, ang WHO is slow down the virus because there's no cure. There's going to be infection getting ali. We have to be very careful. Treat the disease. And third, think about the social and economic cost of this. What na kay tay social interaction, Ako akong mama di kay makig
Yeah.
maglikay na ko ana akong parents ana so kana.
Ako wala kay ko bisita sa ko mga apo na puyo sa Lupe. Kaya nga no, because I just don't want nga matakdan sila.
Mao na.
No? Kaya para na ako, although COVID, pero just to be playing safe. So, what about Minglanilla de la Calzada?
Actually, in Glanilla, we have, I spoke to the reso officer last night. I think naabot na 100. But,
ang nadakda ng 100?
Yes. Although, daghan na po dang nag-recover, no? But I would say the morale of the people is quite good. And thankfully, our municipal officials are also very active. They've been updating. They have a Facebook account where they update regularly. In fact, we also distributed 1 sack per family. They distributed 1 sack per family. So they've been very helpful. And ako, for my part, I actually started giving kanang lay forum lang to help the people, no, how to cope with this pandemic. You know, you mentioned about health workers being heroes. I think I would like to, the message I would like to send siguro to the people is, you know, everyone can be a hero in this pandemic. No, there's no cure, there's no vaccine yet. So, ang kuha nato is prevention is the key.
Yeah.
And we cannot think of ourselves right now. Uban man good because there's a high percentage of those who are infected are asymptomatic, especially kung batanon mingon batanon pa bitaw ko di man ko mamatay ana. Pero like Albert said, ang uban day, the people surrounding you, pwede man na nimong matakdan, especially if you're asymptomatic. It's like hibaw. So you cannot think of yourself right now, especially now nga we're the focus of the nation right now. Okay, we're the epicenter man of this pandemic na karon. Let's all do this, no? Cebu. Let's all do this for one another, not just for ourselves. No? So we can be heroes. Wear your mask properly. Practice social distancing. I mean, adequate distancing, no? And then frequent hand washing. Dili na siya one or the other. All three.
All three.
No, you mentioned about kanang atong situation nga ang buildings are so dikit naman. So we can do something about that anymore. But you can still wear your mask. You can still wash your hands. No? Even if dikit-dikit ang balay, pwede magyapon ka makakuan gyapon social distancing. Don't go out. Ang nahitabo mo in some places, they're partying outside, karaoke.
Mauna, tinuod yun.
So we can all be heroes in this fight, no? Dili lang kay doctors lang. In fact, the doctors kapoy na murag hero na.
I know.
Tabangono na nga hero na kang mga doctor.
Well, actually, we're already what you call community quarantine weary.
Yes.
Naluya ng mga tao. Especially nga wa na negosyo, wa trabaho. So there has to be labi ng ato. We're lucky that, as I mentioned earlier, nga the fatality rate in the Philippines sa 1,000 kapin nga nangamatay is still a minuscule problem, unlike sa US nga 100,000 na kapin. So we should also come up with a final solution nga when we should already open the markets for our economy so that our people will start working again. And that is, I think, the most important thing that we have to reconsider. Unfortunately, we ran out of time. We will be asking our guests for their final, what you call, parting shots after this final break. Please don't go away.
First song.
Thank you.
Bilis maka-sound trip. Ganyan sa Sky Fiber Super Speed Plans.
For today's look,
Bilis makaganda. Ganyan sa Sky Fiber Super Speed Plans.
LU pare.
Bilis maka-vacay! Ganyan sa Sky Fiber Super Speed Plans.
Thank you for staying with us. Let's now ask Dr. Wilson de la Calzada for his parting shots. Doc?
Yes, again, I appeal to all Cebuanos. We can all be heroes in this fight. No? Let's stop all the negativity or mga away. Let's do this. No? Let's move forward. Let's protect ourselves. Let's protect each other. So, ang among hangyo is wear your mask properly. Practice adequate social distancing and be mindful of always washing your hands. We can do this. Kaya ni nato, no? The sooner we do this, the sooner we can get back to our lives.
Thank you, Doc. So let's now go to Dr. Rafanan.
As physicians, we see the sick patients in the hospital, and you say frontliners, maybe we're the last liners. So we're seeing the very sick people, but in order to get this cured, we need to, it's a public health problem. Everybody has to try to decrease the infection spread, because if we're not able to isolate or figure out to stop the spread, then this is never going to end. In the second way, I also ask for compassion. Maluoy sad mo sa katong naigog COVID. Ayaw sa nini isyan, because they also have feelings nga maluoy sa nga murag kag kawatan nga butang imo nga nakay COVID wa na mo duol nimo, di ba? So they will get better nya, they just have to isolate nya, maluoy sad mo kay maigo sad mo mahitabo sa na situation. So everybody, I think ang gingon is we are Cebu, we are one Cebu. Palanggaon na to tanan, doctors, business, church, everybody, para ta matiwas na to ning problema. Okay, this is gonna be the new norm until we get the virus vaccine.
Well, thank you, Dr. Albert Rafanan and Dr. Wilson de la Calzada, for being with us, giving us their time, which is very precious, especially for people who have COVID, that they are here in order to educate us that COVID can still, there's no vaccine, but we can prevent it by the suggestions and advice that the UP Medical Association has already presented to us with Dr. Rafanan and de la Calzada, and of course Dr. Stephen Seno also, who brought them here. And yes, it's really important that we follow, and let's not, the problem with us is too many politicians, even in our social media. They politic too much. They attack our, what you call, local government because they're not happy with the way they handle things. But remember, these are people who have never fought this kind of warfare. And so let's understand each other and unite together as Cebuanos to fight the COVID-19. And you've heard it here in Straight from the Sky. And Bobit Avila, thank you and good night.